unprepared right now. Are we unprepared right now? Aloha, Patricia. Hi there. I got your message on Instagram just now. Aloha, Julie. Okay, let's start. Beauty. Today's magic word is harp. Hold on. I gotta go. I am unprepared a little bit. Here we go. eBay reseller news now with Primo Kimo. Just me. Spam Banshee's back there listing things on eBay so we don't go under. Important things will be said starting now. What about J-Lo? You know what I'm saying? Did you guys see J-Lo on Saturday Night Live? Aloha, Kevin. Welcome. I'm going to get into seriousness, but the first thing I wanted to talk about, this is really what I want. So I want to talk about a couple things today that were actually important. And then all of a sudden I was like, things are just, Patricia sent me a picture and it made me sad. It was on Instagram. See the little cute baby puppy with the tear? So, okay, here's the deal. As resellers on eBay, we're busted. We're busted. If you're experiencing slow times over the past year, since June of last year, if you experience that and you're still experiencing that, it's the way. This is the way it is. This is something big happened this weekend to me specifically. I got hit with a lot of different things and different feelings. And as we were starting to cross-post things to Mercari, Aloha Cornhusker Picker, and Den Decor Depot from Pennsylvania. And I spoke with some of my friends on the internet, like Heyfro, and Jack reached out to me this weekend. And I'm telling you, I'm not at my wit's end. Here's the thing. I think eBay changed. I think eBay changed. And I don't think it's going back. And I don't think we're doing a good job. Aloha, AB! And everybody else. That horn's for everybody. Not just for Amy, but I didn't want to overdo it on my. This is like my tough love part, and then I'm going to go into the J-Lo body part. So I think it's really important for you guys to buckle up. If you're here from Germany, welcome, WTF. So the tough love part is, as I know we all know this, that this is it. This is what we're going to have. Hello, Freya. Welcome. This is it. It's not bad. It's just what it is. And it's very difficult for me to swallow. So that's why we have not been, we haven't taken it very gently. I mean, this has been a big upset. We have lost half of our income. Nothing's changing the facts that eBay took away half of our income. But, it's a big but. I have a big but. They took it away, but they didn't, they took it away. They didn't steal it, is what I'm trying to say. They didn't take our stuff. They slowed our sales. So if we look at it from the point of perspective that we weren't stolen from, because it really feels like our feelings, I feel taken advantage of. I feel these ways. Anyway, I think I've reached my wit's end. I am a super, super, super optimistic person. Aloha, Patricia. Super optimistic. I'm also, I'm cynical of eBay now, but I have never let my cynicism get in the way of my optimism. And I said that to Heyfros this weekend, and I'm like, damn, I am good. I impressed myself. This is my first back slapping part of the day. Ow! I think I broke my arm. I'm I'm incredibly optimistic. I'm optimistic about eBay. I'm optimistic. Aloha, Outdoor Worlds. Welcome. We have to adjust. We have to start adjusting if we haven't started already. I worry about certain people I know who have been so overwhelmed by this eBay change that it's catastrophic. Holy cow, Major win. You are awesome. Thank you. We are gratitudes 100 for you as well. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. I'm just in a little bit of a tiny diatribe about accepting our fate and leaning and what can we do about it. So I know what we're going to do about it. One thing that we're going to do about it is I'm trying. It seems so difficult to get off of my butt and list my so-called death pile inventory, death pile thing. So complicated. It's so there's a lot to it, but I've also put it off for like 10 years. So probably could have done it within 10 years. But since the pandemic, we were also supposed to do it. That's why we moved it all into our house. We cut down on expenses. We did everything right. We had piles of cash. We were like, look at all this cash. What are we going to do with all this cash? Look at these. Here's the things I had for the cash. I still have all these things because we ran out of cash. So we spent the cash on, stuff and things and life, paying down our bills, doing the right things. So we are actually way ahead of the game going into this. My point is, I'm gonna go to it now. Okay, here we go. Aloha, Gina. Sky the limit. Hi, guys. Thank you very much for the best stream on Monday. Sorry, I appreciate that. There's too much for any of us to handle right now. So I went back and I went to go look at our sales from. And I did pull them up, and then I erased them all. I don't want to go look at numbers right now. It's part of the plan is to not look at numbers as much. I'm totally welcome to share if you guys need to see it. Print more cash. That's one of my genius ideas that I came up with over the weekend. Printing my own money. So flipping sports guy, drop me an Insta, and we'll get on that. Patricia says, I hope you read the message above, Puffy. I did. And this is kind of leading me to this point where I can't handle how out of control everything seems. And so I need to exert a few pieces of control myself. And I'm not a realist. I'm not going to back out of my reality or anything. I take things as they come. I deal with them as they come. I can't not deal with this. But we did go back and we looked at our numbers compared to 2022 to 2023. And we were in 2021. Did we look at that too? We did look at 3 years. No, we didn't. Because it didn't go back far quite enough. And what we discovered is when we started out 2023, we had a goal in mind. It's very hard to even think back to that time, but our goal was to create a business out of smalls that would pay the bills. And we needed them to bring $5,000 a month in. And then on top of that, we would sell more rarer items, like vintage computers of certain pieces of furniture that we still deal with, different items that bring in so we can bump that $5,000 a month up to hopefully double it, which is sort of where we used to sort of be. And although even looking back at our records, we realized it wasn't all in one, because Christmas was, we get a lot of it in Christmas, and then you would have different months. This year that didn't happen. But what did happen is we hit that goal. We hit the goal we started out to hit at the beginning of last year. So it's because the first part of the year was out of control. The second part was very disappointing, but the first part, we had the best June we'd ever had. And we looked back and we saw Junes are always big for us because we go on vacation in June. and we go crazy and sell stuff. Like, it's reseller news right now. I'm the news. Currently, I'm the news. Here, well, I don't know if did you miss this part? Reseller news now with Primo Kimo. Important things are being discussed. Okay, so this is like the most important thing I've ever said in my life. Not really. The next part is this first part is just I'm moving in. I've talked about acceptance. I've talked about a lot of things over the past few months because I just couldn't wrap my head around what was happening on eBay. And now I realize this is just what's happening on eBay. And Patricia, she sent me a message saying that where she used to be able to get some answers or some, information, resellers could get some information on Instagram. The eBay for Business Instagram site used to get back to people, and it's gone. It's gone now. They don't respond anymore. This is an anecdote from Patricia. I haven't verified it, but she knows what she's talking about. And they changed the name from eBay for Business to just eBay. So now it's just eBay. So we are not primary. James is here.
It is I, James.
So, and he knows. He just put out a video where he's a brain, and he's just like a brain with a suitcase. And that's what I'm doing. And I think that's what Josh Galt did. And I think that's what we need to do for a bit. We need to be a brain with a suitcase. We need to check out. 2024 is going to be rough if we sit here investigating every single thing, because it's going to happen. It's just happening. It's just happening all around. I read e-commerce bites talking about, what were they talking about? Specifically about the 3 strikes in the Vero program, where, if I'm not mistaken, James got a Vero for a stupid hat. So they were implementing that when James had all these hat problems. So they were implementing that AI at that time. And I think he worked through it, and there were some tricks about naming things, and so people had to adjust to that, and they did. But 3 strikes. So we're the sellers, we have 3 attempts. Good sellers. This is like for copyright and infringement stuff. But the way that eBay, they work with the companies to come up with this information. This is for the companies to take down small resellers. It's too much for me. And Biff Boffo is saying, as we all rise from the ashes, let's rewind. There's a little cowbell for you. And it's not. This is what it's not. It's not that. So what I'm trying to do is reclaim my sanity from the experience. We've also not put in enough time on our listing projects and some listing items. And so what we're going to do is start to do some videos, because I want to this next year, or for the next foreseeable future, document me selling things on eBay, to see specifically mixing those videos with these live videos, checking my numbers. I am on permanent nuclear reset. Without that, I can't even have a conversation, because my hair would be on fire right now. So because we did the nuclear reset, we survived at least 3 months, the last 3 months of this year. And we're still surviving right now based on the nuclear reset. That's it. And even with the reset, eBay is throttling down the external site views, and they're really definitely throttling. And please don't argue with that. It is. You can look at my numbers. It's like it's always just steady, and then all of a sudden it's a gently declining slope of external site views. And now, actually, organic views are being less constricted, but still they have a little dial for all of them. But this is what they do. This is their business. So, okay, Ladybug, thank you. Reset. The reset. Here's what. I'm looking at the little picture that Patricia sent me with the beautiful little dog in the night sky with the tear coming out of his eye. And I'm just like, man, this is too much. The impression depression is real, and it's going to start a pandemic if we don't nip it in the bud. So that was my first part of today, was We got to figure out some way to, this is not changing, so we need to think of some way to make our make our selves feel better. And the only thing I can think of is two things. One thing is we already have this whole setup right over here. I'm going to start filming us reconditioning the computer items, basically our death pile. So we've sold all the top notch of everything, and we're left with huge fracking the hoard. So now the hoard is left, and now we're going to frack it, but we'll do it while documenting it. So that's what we're going to do. That's also a creative outlet for us, which makes us feel better because we very much enjoy being creative. So it'll take me out of the eBay headspace as much and get me into the creative, which is great. And I love that. That's what we're going to do. So J-Lo. You wanted to know about J-Lo? She is just popping. She's popping. Did you see SNL? The woman is popping. She has a 6-pack at 50-something years old. And I looked at Bridget, and I was like, you could have that too. That's what happened. I love saying things that, when coming from me, make them even more exciting and hilarious. So, J-Lo body. This is the thing. I'm obese. I have an obesity issue. Been working on it very strongly for the past year. Last year and this year, and very hugely and strongly. And the next step of that is because I broke my ankle and everything, is to become is health. This body is from reselling, by the way. This is how I do it. Oh, sorry. Wait, I'm so dead later, dude. What's that mean? I don't know what that means. The reset meaning.
You are so dead later, meaning I could have a 6-pack.
No. She already killed me once, and I'm gonna be dead again. Yes, that's true. Ladybug reset. Sorry, you brought me back to the tangent there. Reset. So yeah, everyone says there's no reset. There's no reset. And I believe that. I called in to get my $60 credit for having my store not function, which, by the way, they have not credited me yet, and that was like a week or more ago. Also, Hey Frost has not received his credit, and he was the one to give us the idea to go do that. They said they would give us a credit, and then they don't. This has happened before, where you just got to keep on them and on them and on them, and eventually they'll get sick of hearing from you if you can get through. Which rings a bell. Which rings another bell about customer service issues. But again, without going down that road, we had the reset. The lady said that to me. So she's like, we're going to reset your store. Do not end and sell similar for at least 2 days so the engineers can get in there. And guess what? They did, I believe. So from my rudimentary understanding of software engineering, I am a hardware guy from the olden days, but software engineering is something I haven't kept up with. So, but I do know some things, and caches are something that's very current. You have data caches, so it takes less time to load commonly loaded modules and items and things. So I think that's what reset means. They clear the cache on your store. So your store will have a cache, I'm sure. And they cleared the cache. So what I've noticed is when I do my reset, it's still broken like it has been for the few months, where it doesn't read the right number. But when I when I get rid of all my ended items from the previous day's nuclear reset, it now only takes about maybe 15 minutes for my store to go back down to the actual number that I leave in my store, which is usually just the watched items, 50, 60 items. It takes about 15 minutes, but it does. Before, it was not doing that. So it's made it better. It has not fixed anything. I think they just cleared a cache. They reset my store. That may be all resetting ever was to clear the cache. And if so, I did notice it takes less time to process. That's all. Less time. Still messed up, still not showing the right number of items, all that. Again, why am I going to keep beating my head against the wall to try to get them to fix something that's never going to be fixed? I'm going to accept that. How about that? Fart Sack Jack! Welcome. What's cracking? What's cracking backing? So, okay, so let's get back into J-Lo. So J-Lo is popping on SNL, and I turn to my beautiful, stacked, magnificent wife, and I say, after I say, you could have that too. I said, and I have the handprint on my face. After that, I thought to myself, and this is how I used to remember this about 10 years ago. I remembered reselling provides you J-Lo lifestyle. No, and I actually had a Rolls Royce there for a little while, but no, we don't get to have, maybe we don't have Rolls Royces. Maybe we don't have multiple houses all over the planet. Maybe we don't have stacked. I think she had an 8-pack. We don't have okay, here's the point. It was the health part. This body by reselling doesn't have to be that. If there's one thing I can afford, it's time to care for myself. So I'm looking for a couple of optimistic things to look forward to. One thing is I'm going to try to stay away from the, I got to stay away from eBay. Is just going to continue to do things that just blow my brain, that don't make sense, and it's just going to happen. We literally met our goal last year, which was $5,000 a month from $20 or $30 items. It's just that we stayed away from listing the big items. This is like what we're coming to terms with. So is eBay actually not broken at all? That's why it's actually not clickbait on the front. They took away half of our sales last year. Okay, they did do that. But the first half of the year up until June made up for the second half. When it came down to it, we met our goal. Because of that, I have to accept it. I have to take the win. I have to. Doesn't feel like I won, but I will take it. And I will take, and Jed's here. Aloha, Jed. And this body by reselling will be changed. And when I have no idea what everybody looks like. I can't see you guys. But if you've ever, if you've worried about health, or if you're like me and in your mid 50s going, then you take this time, take this opportunity, take out that hour out of the day. You can afford it. If there's nothing else we can afford, that's the one thing we have. Full-time reseller. Sorry, Kevin, everybody else who's got to go to work. Suckers. But this we've carved out. This we owe ourselves. This we've done ourselves. We've created, through the help of eBay, never forget that. But we created this crap ourselves, really. We just use eBay to get to the point. So also that means it's time to cross list. It's time to work out. It's time to take back the night. That's so bad. It's time to take back the platform. Does that sound good? Is that what we're doing? So not broken means smaller growth. Hey, Patricia, yes. I'm just trying to find something. I'm just trying to find something that
That was our minimum.
this was minimum. Yes, I'm just saying I'm going to take the win. Last year felt like a big fat L. It just felt like an L.
Because the second half was.
But the numbers, like Shakira says, these numbers don't lie. Is that what she said? Hold on. I gotta do this. So let's see. So if you add up everything from then till now, let's see. Yeah, right. So yeah. So we had a goal that we set for ourselves, and we made it. That
was a minimum goal.
It was a mini goal. Aloha, Tim. Welcome. And that mini goal is half of the income that we used to have from eBay. So no matter what, I'm not saying that eBay is what it is now. This is eBay. Can we move into the acceptance part? Because I think that the experimenting, all that must continue. I am now doing the nuclear reset every day permanently. But I'm looking at eBay as that's what it is. With the nuclear reset, I have hit the floor. I've got a floor. I can build on that. And now I have 2 stores. If you look at the crap store, Junk Drawer Empire, it has performed excellently. because it sucked last year, like just junk to our empire. It's really not bad stuff. It's just stuff that's not. It's our B inventory, like empty Lego boxes and stuff. Like it's certain things that are great, but that's it. Yes, a win is a win. So I'm going to take that and know that it's the ground, it's the level, it's where I planned it out. Look at her, she's working back there. So I had to come up with the number. I just said let's try to do this because it could be in a weird world. Now, what we're not taking into account, see, our situation is always special. We're fracking the hoard. This is a hoard that exists. We're not buying new stuff. We bought very little last year. We spent maybe less than $2,000 last year on sourcing. And most of that stuff we haven't listed or anything. But we're going into a new listing phase where we're going to list all the stuff and we're going to stop carrying it around. The death pile will become, it is an inventory pile. It's really nothing. It's not bad stuff. It's just stuff that will take something. All the cherries have been picked. The hoard exists. We've got a new set. I built a new set in the middle of our house that's like a hoarder house. It's very appropriate. It's apropos. I don't see how I can have a month as bad as last September again, hopefully. And are you not? How do you do a W on your head? Can you do a W? W. See that? L so easy, but when you put a W on your head, that takes two hands. Yeah, so we all had our worst years. So what happens is when that rug was pulled, we all just go, that rug was pulled. June, April last year happened. Here we are. We're coming up on a year. I can't see going into another year. Not now. I can't do any more experimentation. The nuclear reset's what I have. It's baked into me now. It's something I'll do every day till they ruin it for me somehow. I can't think about what I'll do after that. Etsy, by the way, Etsy was another thing, was on e-commerce bites. I don't think I wrote that down, but some activist investors going after Etsy. These activist investors are what's ruining it for us, I think. But the thing is if they can build Etsy as the better platform for items that are the kind of stuff, boutique items. That's what I want to call our stuff, is boutique-y items. So stuff that is vintage 45s, things that aren't, they're one-offs, but not necessarily totally one-offs. There might be more than one, but they're one-off-ish items, as opposed to newer items with SKUs. SKU-less items. We sell SKU-less items. And with that, we can take our stuff to different platforms. And if Etsy positions themselves as the vintage player, and they're putting out, apparently they're going to be putting out Super Bowl ads and everything, they're going to get our business. And, shisha. So Etsy is courting sellers for vintage items, putting out Super Bowl ads. And remember that whole thing? Sweetie, remember the whole thing? Remember the whole thing with the $10,000 and you get automatically your seller fees go from 13.5 to 20%? Because you're now opted into their promotion program. So they just say, so if you make more than $10,000 in 1 year on Etsy, you go from 13.5%, you actually raises your final value fees to 20% because they do much more promotions on your behalf. Well, right now I read that they're giving you that 6.5% back if you drive that sale from your social media. Now that, my friends, is something. I don't know what it is, but it's something. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Sky's the limit. Four fingers up, cross your middle two finger. Okay, four finger. Oh, right. It's like West Coast, right? It's like West Coast. The dubs. I'm taking the dubs. Dendicor has called us bougie. You're calling us bougie. I'm not even sure what that is, but I'm sure I'm it. I'm totally bouge. I'm bouge master general. The issue with Etsy is the listings are 5 cents per month. Doesn't really work that well for cheap long tail items. Is it 5 cents a month for so they relist it every month? Do we know that? They relist your item every month, right? I guess so, right? Or every 90 days or something. I think Biff is saying every month. So unless it's 15 cents for 3 months. I thought it was 3 months, but I don't know. I think the common thing, Ladybug says, I think the common thing, all of us, is that we feel like our stores are closed, and that's what caused the doubt in the platform. A small amount of communication goes a long way. And this is where we've been living. We're living in the, treading water zone. So not only do we get our sales, ouch, then they don't tell us why, how, who. Okay. I'm going to now accept they don't give a living to. I'm a plump piglet, a naked little plump piglet, so vulnerable. I'm a water balloon pig in a needle room. And and that's how vulnerable I feel on eBay. So I got to take it back and cross listing and working out like J-Lo, because I can. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the win because in case you haven't followed us for a long time, our big sellers, we've been vintage computer sellers. And then so all the stuff that piled up over the years while we sold vintage furniture, mid-century modern furniture, objects, art, high-end stuff we sold for years. That takes a lot of energy. I feel like I'm almost too old for that. As Josh Galt, as our youthful friend Josh Galt is running headlong into that environment. I've done that. I did it. It was fun. It was a lot of work. It was very expensive because you got to shell out a lot. You got to have proper trucks and you have to hire people and it's work. And I don't want to do that much anymore. So the whole point was to just stock up on too much inventory to almost sell in a lifetime and then sell it off. And we started at the exact wrong time, which was the beginning of 2023. So we had this outstanding, insane, like, oh my gosh, we discovered this thing, we're amazing, the first half of 2023. And then it was like in the second half of 2023. But I almost did the flip off sign when I tried to do the W. But we're going to take the W for this year because that's what the numbers reveal, even though it was kind of hard to figure them out. But we won it. That's all we asked for. We wanted to make this minimum and we did it. So that's good. And then J-Lo. So wait, let me try to catch up I just wanted to go. So yeah, Patricia, I do intend on making more money this year. So if I've got that base down, if I have the base down, then I am going to now layer on the stuff, my hoard. So the hoard's going over the top of the base, and that is how. And I'm going to document that over the next few months and see if that works. Because if I can increase my inventory now, something that didn't actually work before, but now maybe it works. And we have a B grade store and an A grade store. Our A grade store now it might have 15 items under $20. So we are kind of following this best practice on every level, and move some of the items to the B grade store. The B grade store is going to be hot. It's going to be cheap, good items with maybe a defect or a flaw, or just lower quality or whatever, but the price is going to be right. And I've been noticing more activity on our store recently because since the first of the year, I have lowered the entire inventory 1% every single day because I do a nuclear reset every day. So I lower the prices. So over 30 days, here we are. It would have been 35% lower today, except for at the end of January, I increased store value by 10% again. So now I'm 20% down from the beginning of the year. And that's what I'm going to do. And I'm noticing things sell. Things that maybe I had priced too high. I've been through those a million times. I know my pricing scheme is high, but it's also there for offers. It's my scheme. So I am lowering it, letting sort of the market indicate where that hook point is. But I also won't go too low. So, and J-Lo, did you guys see J-Lo? So that's what we're gonna do. Should I start out like Richard Simmons? Are we gonna sweat to the oldies for the first half hour, and then for the second half hour? For the second half hour, then we'll have the eBay chat, and for the third half hour, we'll have listing party. Okay, check this out. I'm gonna show you some of my listings. I did want to show you that because I don't usually share that stuff. Wait, who's here? Atomic Sputnik? Sputnik Monkey? Who is it? Sputnik Monkey! Sputnik, you and me both, man. I'm too far ahead. I had my tiki bar in 2005. 2004 to 2000, right? 2004 to 2005. It's the hottest thing you could have now, but back then I was just a little early. I tend to be early on things, which by the way is a fail, but it's not terrible. I'm gonna show you something in a second, but let me just go back up here and see. Say hi to everybody. And WTF? Yeah, say hi to you. Set a moronic pass. Sky's the limit. A win is a win. Thank you. Yes. And you also gave me the proper W for win. It's very difficult for me to do finger stuff. That's what she said. Shared with link is no fees too right now. Shared with link is okay. That's an Etsy comment. Yes. So you guys, Etsy can close your store without warning and for no reason. They are untrustable. But if I do everything the right way, and if I don't sell things that are easily veroed, like I don't sell clothing I don't sell items that could be easily veroed. Etsy seems like that right now they are attracting, they are calling, they are saying, "Hey, eBay people, resellers, come over here, get 13.5, and they're going to advertise your stuff to Google." That's what they're promising. And shared with link is no fees too. No fees. Dendecor, I don't know if you meant the 6.5%, that extra fee. I think they're still charging the 13.5 or whatever. Outdoor Worlds, Etsy I already read that. Yes, I have read those horror stories, but I'm going to try it. They can close my store if they want, since, my main store is going to be, I got to check out the cross-platform things. I would have preferred to put different things on every store, but I think that cross-listing is better than putting different items on different stores just from the sheer maintenance of it. So if Vindu or one of those things actually works now, because they've never worked, 6-bit software, all those things, I've tried them all. They're all too hard, or something's wrong with them. Vindu seems good. It seems expensive though. So if it's expensive but it works, that's a win. Patricia says that Etsy thing's only for the next 10 days. I think it is in coordination with the Super Bowl, and there's going to be this advertisement there. So I believe yes. This year's continues to be crap for sales. Yes. Jen, yes, it's crap for sales, very slow. I have been getting some traction though. I had a lot of people, friends, close people around me touch base this weekend, like pretty hair burning, pretty much like something weird is happening. I checked my everything. I couldn't find anything in my numbers or items that were selling. Very, very even. Why? It shouldn't be for me. I'm the first person to start seeing crap happen. My prices are pretty low right now. In general. I mean, they're low because they're 25% lower than they were at the beginning of the year, just regular prices. And okay, good segue over here to, let's look at my, I just want to show you what sold. I don't want to look at my stupid numbers unless anybody's really importantly needs to see. I'm happy to share those with you for your edification. But if you don't need to see them, let's not look at the stupid depression numbers. and look at what actually sold, which is interesting. And I found the new way to share them because I screwed up all my ended listings the other day, and I found under ended listings, you can actually go to unsold items. Oops, I'm in the wrong thing here. Unsold items, and then go to sort by sold. I never saw that before. I'm sorry. Because I didn't care about the back ass end of eBay until everything went bad in June. Now I'm some sort of I feel pro-ish, looking at these things, although I have no idea if they seem so dubious. Yeah, that's just me. Ooh, I can send out an offer too. I have to do that. It's for Martha and the Muffins, the retrospective. I found this year, 3 Martha and the Muffins records, CDs at one thrift store, 25 cents a piece, $80, $120. This is a retrospective. Those were originals. This one's a retrospective that I can't sell for $27, but it's a best of album, so it's not. The other ones were actual legit, pretty low printings of them. Martha and the Muffins. They're a classic 80s band that I had barely ever heard of. Are they Canadian or something? They might have existed in a parallel Canadian universe. Okay, so I said I wanted to look at my ended listings, so check this out. Here they are. And go here and go to the solds. And then go to small, maybe? Can you see it? Yeah, I think you can. Okay, so these are items sold, and I want to... Oh, sold. Search. So up here, you can search by sold items. I never realized that. You can do all statuses, unsold and not relisted. That's usually where it should be. That's the default. But you can also look at your sold items that show them all, and that doesn't show who you sent them to, so it's more shareable. Although the pictures are super tiny. So I finally sold my skateboard pants that I had from the 90s. Those are kickwear shorts. Those sold for... Are these the actual prices on this page? $92. It says not with a line. Yeah, I guess so. That was probably the best offer. So I thought that was cool because those have been sitting up there for about a year. And some of the few clothing items we sold were our own clothes. We were very cool and had such just sick prices on those like liquid blue shirts and Patagonia stuff. I don't know. Probably made $10,000 on our like old wardrobe, but just like really just that stuff like liquid blue, Grateful Dead shirts and stuff. Also still pretty hot is I feel weird doing this, but I'll just do like 10 items. I'll do the stuff that sold in the last week. People look at this cassette tapes, Radio Shack, TSR 80, color computer, $69.32. I charge shipping on everything. I charge only. I do $5, $8.50, $12.50, $17.50, $27.50, $37.50, and $60 for an insane thing. That's the most I'll charge. This probably costs $6.71 to send, but 10 other things cost $3.89 to send. So I don't lose money on shipping. So there. Atari 2600 came out, a new one. The pre-orders went out, so you can see that people are ordering Atari cartridges. $31 for just the cartridge and the instructions. That's expensive. You can buy it in the box for $40. I don't know. But my sweet spot, what we really wanted to build our retirement business on was $20 to $30 items. Excuse me. Yay for $20 to $30 items. We Are the World, USA for Africa, $30, $5 shipping. Pretty good. These records are pretty cool. They're white labels. That means they're a DJ promo. Usually people don't, you don't charge more for these necessarily because oftentimes they'll have the same song. They don't have a B-side. It's a DJ record that often will have the single song on both sides. So it's less fun for a jukebox. But because these are not only DJ albums, but they're also from the estate of Chip Hobart, I've been able to get a premium for these records. So We Are the World 45 selling for $30. Will you get that much? No. Maybe. So I don't really know what's happening, but I'm getting more money for my items. I'm not paying anything in promoted listings. I'm lowering the prices. This is what I'm doing that's maybe different, and the nuclear reset, which is, by the way, a huge ask for me to relist my entire store every day. I have to limit it around 2,000 items per store because otherwise I'm going to have to pay or get a bigger store. So 2,000 items a month, you can do it every day. I saw this, we have another estate. We have a library of Frank Manchel, who is a professor emeritus of English and film. And he specializes in horror. We haven't even sold the horror stuff, but huge, the books are well sought after. As long as the price is right. This paperback, $29. It's a paperback, people. It's a little tiny paperback. It's pretty cool looking. Definitely feels vintage. 1972. It has that kind of gritty feel instead of shiny feel on the surface of the book because of the inks. These two things are going to Germany. The Heck Floss. I've owned a lot of... where are those things? I've owned a lot of cars in my life. I specialize mostly in Mercedes-Benz. That was... I feel like I did retire about 10 years ago because I stopped doing so much just crazy stuff. I just went out on the limb and did it all, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to... No, it was the pandemic that made me stop, actually. But, so like right here, these are all... oh, you can't see that. Let me just show you these real quick. Is that big? There you are. So if the car was painted, you take off the emblemage and you keep them and you buy a new one for it. So some of these were painted. Some of them I got from a junkyard because I just like collecting them. But I've got like 50 or 60 of them. So like this one was obviously, taken off the back of a car. So I have a ton of Mercedes badge emblems and stuff. But anyway, I guess I'll sell those at some point coming up soon. But I did, this is sort of like I have a lot of the stuff sitting in the, look at the eBay Motors video here. Look at this. They advertised my headphone frames here. Look at this.
1, 2, 3, yeah.
Yeah. This inspires confidence. It's fitting my vehicle. eBay guarantees it. It's gonna fit. Check mark. Check marks are good. Guaranteed fit. Now you can drift around the corners. So I don't know why I played that, but I did. So I sold these head light frames for it's called a fin tail. It's a 1960s Mercedes. They had little fin tails, and I've had a few of those. Actually, that was my first set of VW Bug 65. Then I had a 65 Mercedes and a 69 VW Bus. I've had so many cars. I'm so glad I don't have any of them. They all were a pain in the butt. I need a new dentist. I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling the internet. I lost myself here. Hold on. I'm going back. I've re-railed. I'm trying to go backwards, but it's not letting me. Why won't it let me go back? I broke it. eBay crashed. Okay, here. We're moving. We're making progress. Okay. So I sold this an 8-track tape this week. Is that crazy? Glenn Miller, the unforgettable something or other, for $19. And is this the right? Did I take an offer? Would this show the offer price? I feel like I didn't get that much for it. But it's an 8-track that just isn't necessary to sell, but somebody wanted it, and I'm happy with that. Also, I was able to sell this as a Whitco or axe staff pole blade, because I don't know the name of it, so I put all those words. And this is something very collectible furniture, Whitco collector. This is the price that was paid. So, and it was broken. You can see it was actually broken. Much easier to ship this way, and the person can glue it at the other end. But this is from, I got this from a tiki bar, like an abandoned place in Vermont. And I met the owner, and I was going to put a tiki bar in there. And anyway, this is from that. I've had it for about 25 years. It's been kicking around. I've glued it several times. You can actually see glue there where I've glued it before. And it's so fragile right there, and it's kind of clumsy piece. So it's fallen over, and every time it falls, it just snaps a new fresh piece right there. Wait, I have to go back and see what Biff's saying. Is it crazy? What's happening? And is it because people do want our items? It's not the items. I've always professed that. It was the prices. And since I've been lowering these prices by 1%, you know, even if people are throwing me offers, it's just getting into that zone. Maybe eBay, the algorithm's taking it and throwing it a little bit. I don't know, man. I can't tell you, but I'm going to go with that. Let me just show you the rest of these, and then I'll go read the comments for the rest of the time. I'm showing all of our personal stuff. Sorry. I mean, spam doesn't like that. Wait, what's your social security number? Feel like doxing myself. Wait, where do I have to go? I'm going to the wrong places now. I don't know, sweetie. You can't expect me to know what I'm doing. I don't even know how to get back to where I wanted to be. Oh yeah, right here. Okay, I got to now go back. Sold. It's just a few more items. And then I will read the history and wonder what the comments are referring to, because they'll be all out of order. IBM PC Junior, so vintage computing parts. Another Atari Jungle Hunt, another Atari game for pretty high price for these. These are not in great shape necessarily, because the boxes are all squished. That one was in pretty good shape, so we'll say that one was, that was probably worth the price, but you could buy one sealed for the same price. Why do I keep doing that? I should just close that so I don't keep doing that. Okay, you're welcome. Look at that. I'm closing it. Look at me. That's how I started our thing today. I showed everybody. I'm doxxed. The shape of things, so mystifying. The last night wasn't there. This is so these have been really good. Oh no, that's not what I thought this was. This is job music from Chip Hobart. So we also had a whole bunch of music that had like he would take 100 R&B, 100 sort of pop music of the day. He had job lots, so depending on the wedding or whatever he would do, and these are like 30, 40-year-old job lots, so it would have stuff like this in there. I mean, $30 for this, very good, excellent condition. What do you want? I wish you could just be telling what he's saying, so I don't have to worry about it. Jungle Hunt released on Atari. I'm going to say it's a Jungle Hunt was released in 1982 by it's been so long. I'm pretty much an expert in arcade games, but I can't. I'm remembering. I just can't remember. Shoot right now. I have CRS disease. Can't remember S. Oh yeah. Okay. So then, and here's the end of it. So these last three records were bought by one person. Awesome guy, actually, right in your area, Biff. So Robin Williams, the throbbing sampler, and I was like, I really should. Some of these I wanted to keep, but I'm like, I just sell it all. Come on, don't be stupid. He also got Big Al Jano and Secret Lover. Do you remember Secret Lover, the Condom Man song? Remember that? This is like a totally DJ version. And the last thing was, a little bit of one of my prized possessions, but not really, because who cares? So he bought the theme from Friday the 13th, Part 3. And if you remember that was 3D. And it was the first Friday the 13th that Jason was shown in the mask. It was the first time he was fully like in the mask and everything. It was 3D, so he got like people got shot in the eye with an arrow, and there was all kinds of grim gruesomeness, and it was awesome. And it was like a DJ, like there was a DJ in it, and he was like, "W murder NBC." They're having like a Halloween party. Of course, he got it. He was like stuffed up in a tree. Sorry, spoiler alert, but you should have seen that movie by now. Okay, now we're gonna read messages. Hopefully I'm going to. So WTF says, get another dog that needs lots of exercise and go for a walk for 2 hours a day. The only problem with living in the kind of this frozen zone is while they do a very good job on the sidewalks, it's kind of not worth the risk to walk outside when there's ice for me, because I'm super chubs, broke my ankle already, and just don't need aggravation. But we are eyeing up some indoor treadmills for the winter months, and then the summer months, beautiful. We live on a exercise route, whatever you call it, bike path exercise thing that's 20 miles long. I mean, literally 100 feet from our house. Do not use that to dox us. Okay. A win is a win. Wow, I'm really far back right here. What scares me is I did a time away from my dad's funeral last month. Sorry to hear that. And I was truly shut off. Less than 100 views. 0 sales. Scared the crap out of me. That is to be expected when you turn it off. It's not. I think Commonwealth Picker has had some experience with that. And I think other people, would tell you that it's probably better to try to figure out how to put on 3-day shipping and try to maneuver around the time. If you're gone for 2 weeks, there's no way around it, right? So, I don't know the best solution for that since I have never done it, but I have heard there's a number of options to try to keep it. I have done it before a million years ago, and I think it bit me in the ass somehow because we were like in California trying to ship stuff, and at the time, depends on what you're selling, but at the time we were selling like $300 each items, circuit boards for Pac-Man and stuff. There was a bubble way back then. And so we ended up, while we were on vacation, getting like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and we weren't shipping. And I think eBay had an issue with that. So I don't know if we turned yeah, I mean, we were gone too long. I mean, I was telling people that we would ship, but I don't totally remember, but I just remember there was an issue. But I also needed the money. I didn't want to turn off my store and not get paid. So yeah, I guess we have to. I'm just gonna deal with that. Hi Tim. I don't know if I said hi to you 10 years ago, but aloha. Good Karma says Carpe platform. Seize the platform. Exactly. Yes. We will caveat emptor them right out of their own business. Wait, how do I keep going back up? It's like I get up and then.
I feel like there's a bunch of comments even way back
Before that. I'm sorry, everybody, if I don't. Oh yeah, look at that. There are. Oh yeah.
They're good comments.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go back up. I'll just look. Let's see. WTF said something changed in local pickups. I think he left me a comment about that. You're in Berlin, right? And old listings and international sales changed. They went through the roof. I do believe that the changes are, I think they did a big change at the beginning of this year, between the 1st and the 9th. That seemed to be a pretty common time when people noticed some really bad sales. So I think they did a lot of stuff then. As far as overnight stuff, when how James sometimes, he sees that shutdown. I think that's just part of the platform now. I really do. I honestly do. I think it's part of the geolocation, trying to get items closer so it's less shipping, maybe. I believe that that's what's happening there. How do I explain what's going on with eBay? It's awful for me since a week ago, Julie says, asks. I can't explain it, and that's why I just started lowering my prices, because it was like the only thing I could do. Besides the nuclear reset, It's the only thing I see getting, allowing me to have visibility without paying for promoted listings. And I get as much visibility listing it without paying for promoted listings, at a reasonable price. Could I pay 20% promoted listings? Yes, but I'm not going to do that. So I get a better outcome from Nuclear Reset than I do from promoted. And because I save the money, I do sell less items though. So, lower the price. That's going to be my big suggestion, because it's the one true. It cuts through everything, right? So if people want your items, judge your items for yourself. Those of you who've been selling for years know what's good, know what's bad. Can things go in and out of fashion? Yes, but mostly that's things with SKUs. Do antiques go out of favor? Yes, but not for a long time. Mid-century modern's still hot. That's the hot stuff. Old antiques are still not great, although there has been a bit of an uptick, and I see Josh Galt is following that angle. Antiques, which have been slowly crashing over the past 3 decades to almost nothing. If those start to pick up again, you should have bought them already because they've been free. Like $10,000 European hutches that sell for $300 because people just could, they're so huge. And in the 1980s, people spent $10,000. That's how I explain it, Julie, though. I think lower your prices is the only thing we can do at this point, except the Nuclear Reset gets you visibility, prices get you sold. Most of the big shots who, have great sales, profess that they still have great sales, they're going to tell you those are your two things. Those are your two things, price and visibility. The Flipping Sports Guide, just print more. Oh, I did that was a long time ago. And we're going to get together after this and figure out how to do that. Outdoor World says, Good Karma Antique says, hello. I separate my store in 4 parts based on categories, and every day I'm doing reset 25% of the store and 3 and at 2.2% somehow is working. I think that's the next iteration after you have a 2,000 store and you do 2,000 items a day. You relist the entire store every day, Nuclear Reset, you can have 2,000. You can have up to 8,000 items in your store if you reset 25% of it every day. That 25% will give you that first day hit on that 25% of your store. It'll give you the first day impressions and page hits on 25% of your store, but you'll find that goes farther and gets views on your other items too. So it will look like you did more than 25% of your store. That's what I've found when I did partial resets. That's why the regular reset sort of works. But you will see, unless you're resetting something every single day, if you do the regular eBay reset, which was the full reset on the first day and then 3 days off and then reset, the first day will be pinned, and the second 3 days, the next 3 days will be very, very, very low. But if you reset part of your store every day, you should maintain a pretty serious page views. Most of them will be to those 25% items, but some of them will cross over to your other items. So doing partial resets routinely is I think it's akin to the Nuclear Reset. It is the Nuclear Reset, but since you're not doing the entire store, you're only doing 25% of it, I do think it very much works. Sky's the limit. It is hard, yes, to not be cynical about eBay, and you should maintain your cynicism. Things are not in your favor out there. I'm not saying that to be weird. I'm just saying, no, the sellers aren't primary. I don't think if you ask Tech in Sports, the king of shirts and hats, he'll say to you too, I believe this, I may be reading into it, but I think he'd say, I mean nothing to eBay. If they could make more money getting rid of me, they would. I think that's what he would say, because I think he has a real practical handle on the situation there. He should, because he's gravy. He's a gravy man. He's sitting in a gravy boat on Gravy River. He's a hard worker, though. Way harder than me. Amy says dropped PL from dynamic to standard at 4% and definitely took a hit. Anytime you do that kind of thing, they're going to try to show you why you made a mistake. So expect that. And Amy, I'm surprised that you were on dynamic. I mean, I don't even know how that works anymore. I was so disappointed in dynamic. It was just such I mean, I talk about feeling like a hand in your pocket. But I think two things. One thing, if you stop promoting, you will notice no sales. But if you do a nuclear reset, you will notice sales. So you have to promote or you have to do nuclear reset. If you don't do a nuclear reset and you don't promote, you would have to be like Kevin, Stoic Reseller, and be selling very specific, athletic, newer model clothing. I think clothing, you can do it. Even though it's a crowded category, if you know how to do it, and I just want to say he's pretty sharp. I mean, like real sharp on that stuff, which I'm not. I feel very cotton-mouthy. Do I have the Fresh Air with Terry Gross mouth? Crushed it. Sorry, I had to have a H2O. High quality H2O. Ooh. Sky's the limit. Take a step back, look at the big picture, and it's really not as bad as it looks. Sky's the limit. It's bad. It's bad. But yes, you are right. It's not as bad as it looks. It looks like murder happened in my bank account, on my eBay page, everything, and it wasn't murder. By the way, Fargo, great show. We just finished the first season of Fargo. We're way behind, but super excited to continue on with it. You fell asleep before you saw the last half of the final. Yeah, you'll watch it tonight. It's so good. It's so good. Love it. Let's see. Biff Buffalo, we've hit the rest. Yes, we are rising like the phoenix. We are rising like the phoenix. And that's how I'm going to look at it. So think disco. Think disc. No, don't think disco. Disco did burn. It crashed and burned. But somehow they rose from the ashes. House music, maybe. Think of it that way, if you like that sort of stuff. But if you like rock and roll, like 70s rock, feel like we might be in the 70s rock era. You know, Beards, right? Beards and like contemplative. Patricia, how do you say that? Biff, Patricia. No, there's like a better way to say it. Contemplative. Compensatory. You can say it a good way. I need to ask Josh, you guys, next time you're on with Josh Galt, next time he bothers showing up for his spot, ask him to pronounce two words, skeleton and capillaries. I always get a kick out of Toronto Canadians saying those two words. But I'm not going to say how I know they're said, because then you'll know. But he should, if he can get him to say those. But you got to make sure he says them Canadian, because they're like, what words did you say? I love that. Reset means, oh wait, I already did that one for you. Biff says, I spent a lot of energy on diagnostics and cross-listing last year, and it turns out I should have just accepted eBay invitation. Okay, so that's sort of why we've never moved forward on the cross-listing. It's why we don't have Vendu. It's why I did list a couple things this weekend on Macari and then just didn't go through with it. I'm still sitting in that point where where is my value? Where is my time valued the most? And at this point, I think it is still on eBay. Until we get a full inventory of our items on eBay, cross-listing isn't even practical, because then I would just it's just not practical. So we are going into hardcore listing, hardcore high. What's that? If the hardcore doesn't work, then it'll just be a part of our program to be Vendoing. Vendu's the one that seems the best right now, because it's cloud, as opposed to like it's like not the old style database stuff. You know, it's a new style, which I do like. So yes.
You skipped over sky's the limit question.
Do I think nuclear reset is a good idea for multiple quantity? Quantity items doesn't seem to hurt. We have 3 or 4 of them. Doesn't seem to affect them. Never had a problem. I think there was some guesstimation that might contribute to the wrong number in your store reporting the wrong number than what you actually have in your back office. But for right now, the store number doesn't matter. You know, I do still think it kind of sucks when I have 2,000 items and it says I have 800, but we can't do anything about that. So I'm going to say no. Again, it could be the reason why the store numbers are wrong, but it's not affecting. The items are listed. They don't show up in the store. Certain items don't show up in the store, though. Biff says, well, you already said that. The other thing I really evaluating titles and item specific, stuffing them with relevant info. Yes, stuff them with relevant info. I was on one thing I wanted to purchase yesterday, and it was I want to get Stoned Again poster that's like a blacklight responsive poster from the 70s. And there's a guy who has a cool one, a good one. Stoned Again, AGIN. It's a Robert Crumb. And the guy's face is melting. He's like just going, hey, and then his face melts, but it's blacklight responsive and velvet, black velvet. So I wanted to get that. And I'm looking at I just looked at all the relevant information because the pictures were super weird. And it was like the Beatles, like in the item specifics, it said the music group was the Beatles, and it had all this totally false, messed up information. That's what's screwing up our search. People are keyword spamming in the item specifics. So please be good sellers, good so that, you know, we make good buyers and we create a you know, we train our buyers properly by being the best possible sellers you could ever be. That's what I would like. So yes, relevant info is what's important. I'm coming back to the "You Are So Dead" later, dude. I'm so bad at reading the comments. I've debated calling for that credit, but figured it would be more. It took me about an hour to get them to issue me the credit that they never gave me. So that is absolutely true. Not worth the time. I will call them one more time because I tried to use the chat, and there's no way So let's say you got an invoice from eBay billing, and they billed you the wrong thing. There's no way to chat about billing. So I have to call them if I want to talk about getting a credit on my account. I don't want to call them. I want them. You know what? If you don't want me to call you, I don't want to call you. Just give me the tools to do it myself. I'm fine. eBay has been clearing the cash out of my bank account. Yes, guys love it. It's true. Major One says, my pop wanted a 6-pack and bought, as seen on TV, a belt. The screams of person exercising against their will being burned, zapped, ripped in two will stick with me forever. It does not work. As seen on TV, the like an exercise belt or something that murders people. I think the pelvic muscle floor massager. What am I talking about? The thing that what's her name made up, Chrissy from Three's Company. The Thigh Master. That works. I think that actually works. It makes it strengthens your like bladder muscles so you don't pee your pants. I know things. I think when they reset, they empty out the boilers on the server and fill them with fresh water. You were laughing at that one earlier. I know you were, because that's hilarious. Yeah, I do. I love to picture eBay as this big steampunk. If you've been to Disneyland or Disney World, the Hollywood Tower of Terror. Actually, they don't have it at both places anymore. But I think Disney World, they still have it. And that's what I picture eBay as, the inside of that steampunky, just like steam shooting out of pipes. Also a little bit like, Freddy Krueger's house. It's a little scary down there. I'm just back at Patricia's bowl of gruel comment. I don't know how do I do this?
Yeah, you skipped a lot.
I'm very skippy. And now, yes, back to these. Okay, I got to scroll down to the bottom. Let's see. I'm sorry if I don't get to your messages because I'm just really awful at it, apparently. It's very difficult because it only gives me this thing. Josh I should have used the breakout. I have to do I'll do it differently next time. Every 4 months list, manual or automatic. This is an follow up on Etsy. Every 4 months. So, but Patricia, I think, has been saying that Etsy, nothing's good right now. It's pretty across the board. Economy is definitely at part of this, and everything's new and different. We can't talk about a post-pandemic recovery economy with the free money and stuff. We've never had anything to measure that to. So I did kind of think about it this morning as I like to visualize stuff as cartoony, like somebody jumping off of a cliff onto a trampoline, so you're falling off the cliff and then you hit the trampoline, which creates a correction. So it's going down. You hit the trampoline, but you're hitting it really fast. So you hit the ground and you break your legs, and then you get thrown way up in the air, and then you surpass where you even started from, and then you fall back down again. So this is kind of how I feel, and then you just keep bouncing up and down. So you're lower than you used to be, and you're higher than you used to be because of how much kinetic force is involved in this recovery from the pandemic and the pandemic itself, and on our economy and everything. It's kinetic economics. Is that a thing? I think. Oh, I just got a text to go speak at Harvard about my kinetics economics theory. Yes, very good, me. Another pat on the back. J-Lo. We're gonna start doing the J-Lo workout starting tomorrow. I'm very excited about this because I look for every excuse just to, because this is a very stressful existence here, reselling. And it goes to my stomach and my butt and everything. But we can work out like J-Lo. We can I can work out 3 hours a day if I want, because I can list on a treadmill. I can do it. No, I'm not going to pay for the trainer who comes and gets me out of bed and keeps my hand out of the M&Ms. On a big craze of shouldn't be doing this, but I'm just going to tell you. And I'm not gaining weight at all. I'm losing weight, but I have to have something because I eat nothing except spinach and chicken. So my new thing is macadamia nuts and super high fat. I know, shut up. And Ghirardelli white chocolate chips. Tiny handful, very practical, with a pound and a half of cheddar cheese. Put that in the microwave, melt that down into a gooey mixture, and then just smear it on the inside of my mouth. No, just a very little amount of white chocolate chip. I mean, it's kind of a lot of white chocolate chips, but it makes me feel like I win. W. Big dub. Okay, let's see. Biff says can opt to have Etsy relist things automatically, and you pay 20 cents each. So it is 5 cents a month, 20 cents each. So if I was to list my first one, are they gonna want 20 cents from me up front or 5 cents? So if it's 5 cents times 2,000 is let's see, 5 times 2,000 is 10,000. Okay, so it's $200, $20, $5. Anyway, it doesn't sound like that much. So I could do that for the first one. So every 4 months, I'm gonna have to spend $50. How much is it really? I really don't know. Can you do that? 5 cents times 2,000. I can't do it in my head. I don't want to do it in my head. My head is full of other things. If I want to do that math, I'd have to lose something of my head. So $400 a year to relist things to keep things up on Etsy. I pay $60 a month times 12. That's $360. $360 for my eBay store.
No, it's $720 for a year.
What is?
$60 a month for a year.
It's $720? Yeah, see, I did that wrong. Hold on. My adding machine was off. $720, she says. Okay, so $720 for the year. Etsy's only $400 a year to keep all your items up. They promote for you at 6.5%. At least for the next 15 days, that part's free, especially if you use a link to send your traffic to your own items. Then they are going to promote with a huge, some sort of huge Super Bowl kind of event. It probably won't be that huge, but it'll be more than eBay does, I'll bet. And they are going after the vintage market. Etsy. What's that? I just blew the horn, so I can't hear you.
Sales, you start having to pay.
Yeah, but right now for the next day, for the next 10 days, 15 days, they give that, they're crediting that back to you, no fees. Do you even listen to this podcast? God, I know. You shouldn't. This year, I'm branching out to Facebook groups, Moronic Pests. Well, Den Decor said giving our Etsy store 2 cycles before pulling the plug on the item. Okay, I see. That makes sense. And then you put it over. Then you can just jam it into eBay, give them the item that won't sell on Etsy, so it's at least visible. This Moronic Pest says this year I'm branching out to Facebook group sales for certain categories. Lots of buyers there. Don't do much buying on eBay anymore. These now we've done, experimented with these over the pandemic for sure, and Facebook groups for a number of years. We've very much just limited our entire reselling experience to eBay because of the time it takes to branch out. Yes, there's really good places, and you can get money from people on Facebook groups and stuff. And of course, there's not usually any cost associated with it often, just from person to person buying. But you really do have to stay on top of it. Like it takes a lot of work, which is why I don't keep up with the groups. I do take advantage of them by posting, if I have an item for sale that CEDs. I've had these CEDs that made them go crazy, the CED groups. And then I just so they know that it's there, but I'm charging way too much for it. Eventually, after 4 months, they all bought them all, but that's, it takes time to get what you want from the groups. It seems to be it's like auctions in a way where you have to go down too far also, but you have to keep up with it. Ken Hamilton sent here late. Hi, Primo and Spam. Hello, Kent. Are you still here? What's that?
Polish Pete just commented, Primo, it's a bit annoying. You're a good half an hour behind the chat.
I'm sorry. Okay, I can just jump ahead if you guys don't mind.
Yeah.
Wait, no, Sputnik Monkey has a serious question, first time ever. Okay. Serious questions for the first time ever. Can you make more profit by selling entire sets of computer vintage system? Example, Atari 800 drive, monitor, printer, CPU versus... No. Sell them separately. Certain things go together. Most things I separate everything. So if somebody that way, it's rare that a computer collector is just going to want the full setup, printer and everything. Mostly people are going to want individual parts to complete their setup. So that very much separate them out, charge the highest price that you can find on eBay, put that on there. If it's an item that people really want, tape drives are not items that people want. Disk drives are a little harder to sell unless they're in really good condition and working. Make sure you've tested everything. You got to test everything. Or you can take a chance, like if it worked last time you used it, just say it's working. You definitely want to sell working items. So if you feel confident that it's still going to be working, I have taken risks that have paid off before. But generally speaking, you got to test that stuff or you won't get the price. What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at? Giving away the secrets?
No, you're talking about it so long.
I like talking. Okay. Quirky Picker Chat. I've sold 7 items already today. Somebody at eBay must have flipped a switch. I've also sold a bunch of items today, which is weird. Or good, but weird. But our prices are going down, so that might be it. Cornhusker uses Prime Lister. I remember using that a long time ago. Expensive in my opinion, but it pays for itself with the extra sales. That's awesome. Biff Boffo bringing up the fact that Tracy Chapman records would be good to listen to. Okay, eBay's a turd game. $30 for We All the World. Yes, I don't know why it's kind of on right this second. Okay, so I'm trying to catch up with everybody. Just Kath, I see. Curious Collections, $20 the average sale, 41% total sales to profit. Awesome. Yes, that's 20 to 30 is a real sweet spot. Andy Someta, aloha. Everywhere I go, I see Mike. Curious Collection says now if they could just guarantee its quality parts. That's about the eBay motors. Yes. Yes, exactly. Because half the time the parts don't work, but whatever. Let's see. Yes. Glenn Miller 8 tracks can't figure that out. Patricia said been receiving unusually high numbers of offers, but they are stupid low. That I do believe might be from that new offer system where even if you accept their lowball offer, it doesn't get paid ever. It doesn't show up in your sold items. That's sort of what we figured out, but I can't stick to that because I have only a few. It doesn't happen every time. It only happens maybe half a dozen times ever. I want Dramarama anything. By the way, Dramarama, friends with them, sort of, back then. Friends, like in my circle, Dramarama. They had one song. But they had something to do with Palo Alto. And Ivy Cathedral was another weird one. Also, Third Eye Blind, Palo Alto related, and that other band, Sebastian Bach, not Sebastian Bach, the other one with my girl, I used to love her, but I forget. Joe John in Montreal. Aloha, Joe John. In Montreal, when I lived there, one of the most well-known record shops and record memorabilia was broke, so they threw everything in the bins. It was like 20,000 records. Wow. I know quite a few places up there, Joe John, record stores. I can't tell you exactly where they are, but they're right off the freeway. You go and it's right off the freeway. Kind of looks like abandoned in the area, but they had way too many records. You had to go upstairs, and then like the floor is sagging because there's just so many records. It's an upstairs record shop, like a really long. It's very good records. You could find almost anything there. Joe Johnson, France. Aloha. In France. We had French fries last night, making us international as well. Silver Hair Stacker says, howdy. Just Cast says, barely anything here. Days of practically nothing. Followed by a $500 a day and then crickets. If you guys are doing any sort of a reset, just try the 1% trick, lowering your prices by 1% every time you do the reset. Eventually you'll get 3% lower. Eventually it has to sell. You can't leave good merch out there for a good price and have it not sell. Maybe you'll lose an extra 5% off of it because by the time somebody sees it, it's 5% below market, but it sells. And the rent's going to need to get paid this year. That's another big thing, is we can't afford to hold out. If we got to sell stuff for less because that's the current environment, that'll have to just be the case. And Joe John sold 3 acetates of the Rolling Stones. Yes, that's awesome. Okay, I'm going to go way down here just because I want to try to see where. Oh my gosh, you guys. Thank you for being so part of this. Hopefully you guys are talking to yourself and answering your own questions. Let's see, where are we? Where do I start back in?
Go with Polish P about
where I don't even see him in here. So Primo, what do you do with the nuclear reset? Wait, I do what you do with the nuclear reset about 25%, Amy says.
Did you say hi to Darth?
Darth Rifters of the house, aloha. Now, I'm lost on the chat. I'm just completely gone. There's too many chat things. I don't see one thing by Polish Pete.
Oh, well, yeah, a little.
Paul Rose says, I did once one of those belts. Sean Riddle, aloha. I tried to promote it advanced, and boy, that was a nightmare. The fees were as high as my sales. Yes, they are. Polish Pete, economy, schmack economy. He likes, Polish Pete's always got the good verbiage. Until stuff is selling on eBay, it can be your stuff. I'll be worried when eBay will say, nothing has sold on our platform yesterday. Yeah, that won't happen. Although, anything could happen. Major win, same here. It was gross. Patricia says it's time to go do the keto thing for a while. Yes, I think that's I've been starving myself and been losing weight, but I'm like really getting gross. I don't like it. And keto, I won't even tell you why it's more gross. But it has to do with not pooping enough. Did I already say that? It's not like if you eat too little, it just doesn't, things don't move right. Keto, I remember doing that. You would lose weight, but you would eat enough food to keep everything flowing. So you're welcome. Wait, did everybody just hang up? 20 cents up front for Etsy, Biff Buffa. Okay, so that answers that question. So yes, Patricia, we still have your delicious recipe in the back of our minds to make as soon as we do switch over to keto, which we might as well. So right now we're doing some changes, and those changes are not to take this stuff as seriously because it's affecting our the impression depression is starting to, just get in the way. It's kind of been fun up until recently, but it is real. This is our lives, and it's just going to continue to go on this way. I can't look at it the same way. And J-Lo body, and probably the keto would help a lot for that. And it has. I lost some good weight last time I did keto. I just was trying to. I don't think I did it healthily. I was like just beef and bacon and just everything had ranch dressing on it. So I have to do it a little more like I'm an actual middle-aged man instead of a youngster. Quoting Resell Rabbit, no public math. Oh no, I've got noises. See? This means I'm serious. No, I'm really, math is not my thing. I can do it. I'm very, very good at the negotiation and paying money. If I've got cash money with I can do that all day long. I don't make mistakes with money. But when it comes, forecasting like future money and stuff, no, I'm not very good at that either. I wouldn't say. Or necessarily budgeting. Because mostly if I have money in my pocket, I should be buying things to sell. That's what I always think. Paul Rose is not going to go to bed with Ben Affleck, no matter how J-Lo he gets. No, I think that's fair. Nobody wants to go to bed with the bummer Superman. Oh no, Batman. He wasn't the bummer Superman. Did he play both Superman and Batman? Who played Batman in that one? No, the Batman guy. I mean, the Superman. Who played the Superman in that? You don't care either, do you? Wow, sweetheart. I feel sorry for you not caring about Superman versus Batman movie. Let's see. Primo, it's a bit annoying. Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you for letting me read the annoying part. Pete also says, though, good advice. Don't chase every dollar. Better to spend the money and move on, instead of waiting for the extra dollar. Yes. So our old methodology, we've done a lot of eBay. It's amazing that this is so much different how much different this eBay experience has been since we decided to pick it up for full time for the past 3 years. And only the last year has been weird. And before that, I used to do eBay differently, where I would buy just tons of stuff, good stuff, because it was just wheelbarrows of good stuff. And I would sell it at 80% of the going rate. And it would just, I couldn't keep stuff in stock. So, and I didn't used to look at the listing quality report, if that even existed at the time. And I would guesstimate that I was most certainly in the top of my categories, but we'll never know because I don't think they kept track of it the same way. Patricia says dark chocolate. So not the white chocolate. See, I'm opposite, man. I do everything opposite. So eat the dark chocolate, pooping happens. Eat the white chocolate, you basically explode. I just explode. Yes, I just turn into the marshmallow man there. Darth Richter said 5 sales yesterday after I deleted 15 crap items from my store. I'm not sure if that works, and I'll take it, but I'll take it. Yes, and so that's Darth Richter. That's it. We know everybody has gone over. Everybody who's good on eBay has gone over the best practices. We'll do that some more too. I have a lot of opinions on best practices, and I want the best. I do the best practices you can imagine. I was going to go in, if we had time today, about just a little a customer service thing that happened where a little circuit board for Gauntlet. I've sold many of these. There's 2 circuit boards. One's for a 720 skateboarding, which is an Atari arcade game. And Gauntlet is an Atari arcade game. And they have these little soundboards where you turn the volume up and down. It's a separate little unit. And I've sold a lot of them. And there's 2 different kinds. One has 4 capacitors on top. One has 5. They're not interchangeable because they do different things. And I'm very good at arcade games too. I know them like the back of my hand. I've sold out most of my stuff. I just found one in the basement. And I had just taken apart, disassembled a Gauntlet machine, and I made an assumption, which was a fine assumption, but it was wrong. And I sold this as a Gauntlet PCB. The guy bought it, and he contacted me very nicely, and he said, "This looks slightly different than mine. Can you tell me, what's the deal?" And I looked at it immediately. Immediately, I saw the 5 capacitors instead of the 4. I went and refunded him just immediately right then. I didn't get back to him. I didn't do anything else. I refunded him full amount. Then I went and I wrote him a response, and I said, "I am so sorry. This is the 720 skateboard PCB. Also happens to be worth, this was a $45 item. The other one's worth $60, $70. So I sold him a more expensive item. And I said, and please keep the item. Now, I would want that item back to sell it. But not only, I did a couple of things wrong. I sent him the wrong item like an idiot. So that's 100% on me. I saw the item. I should have known. Shipped it to him. Now, it took 5 days to get there. This guy's like, oh my gosh, the board's coming for my Gauntlet. I get to play my Gauntlet. He gets it, not the right board. Womp, womp, womp. I wasted his time. I stole 5 days from him. I stole his joie de vivre. I stole a little bit of happiness. He's like, well, but I wanted to play. And he knew it was coming. He's looking at the tracking number. He's like, oh my gosh, it's going to be there today. I'm going to go do it because I got the note the day that it arrived. So he was excited. I felt so bad. And you guys, if you just feel bad for your customer a little bit. I felt bad. I gave him the item. I hope that, because now he has to take another 5 days to order a new one. Hopefully that one's right, because then he's going to be like a pissed off eBayer. But in this case, he can sell that. Hopefully he can sell that other board that he doesn't need, and it will make up for the experience. Anyway, I wanted to throw that out because that's how I think about my customers. I do very much will do everything for them. As soon as they pay me, I leave feedback. I do not wait to leave feedback. There is no reason to wait to leave. He paid me money. That is how I feel about it. And when it comes to returns, even if it's a jackass who I know is, who I think is being one of these new scammer guys who's just like, it's It's there's a little spot on this on the cover of a CD or something. There, $20 gone. Next, I just can't get less than 2%. So 1 point something percent returns. So I'm not worried about returns. My customer is always right until they're wrong. And I worship my customers because I need them. Give me your money, customers. Oh my gosh, it's very late, but I will. Let me just continue down. We did, Major Win said we did keto. We learned the hardware that not every book has health in mind, even though you lose weight. Almost died on keto bacon. Yes, so I've done the kill yourself on keto, which works, but you eat a lot. I mean, you're just like, basically I drank ranch dressing and bathed in bacon. So this time I have to do it a little differently, but I think it's probably the low carb is the future for us, for me. And she wants to get that J-Lo body. What she said to me, she's like, holy cow, look at J-Lo. I want to be ripped like that. Remember when you said that to me? You didn't say that? Oh, I thought you did. Look at YouTube's by Dr. Boz, MD internist. Gives you the healthful keto and explains it. Her book is excellent. Keto Continuum by Annette Bosworth. Okay, yes, we will look that up. Put that down on the list to investigate. Oh, and then Pete says, so that was sort of what I was commenting about best practices. We know the best practices. We've ad nauseum them. We know the best practices. Use them. Now, everybody, let's use them. Let's use them all. So make a second store on eBay. I don't feel like I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, I'm telling me what to do. Pretend I'm talking to myself. Make another store on eBay. Put the lower quality items on there. Let that one flounder. Don't let your good store flounder. Raise the price to above 20. Put the other stuff over there. Make some moves like that. And that's what we're doing. And Pete says Darth Thrifter, after he said he cut down some of his low sell-through rates, lower priced items or whatnot, 15 crap items out of my store. And then Polish Pete said, you've cut the anchor that was dragging down your store. And use all the tools, use all the knowledge that we've been able to gather over the last months and move forward with it. And also, I think a huge thing is lower your price by 1% per day. If you want to quickly come up with something, I think eBay might be on some sort of a monthly schedule. Like if you promote and then stop promoting, your sales might suck for a month, but then they might start to pick up a little bit. Like, I think there's like sort of like the algorithm has a monthly thing, or who knows. But if you want to see a real result when you test something, you've got to give it time. That's why I've now done the nuclear reset, resetting my entire store every day for 3 months almost. But yeah, 3 months. And this is now showing us some real data. That experiment, well, we had, like I've talked about it every week for the past 3 months. Only now is it giving us true, solid data, because we were before the Q4. Now we're in Q1, and we're starting to get a real understanding, even though there are still some interesting economic forces on us. But there's nothing's going to change that, and this year's only going to get a little more wonky if you're looking at economics, the economy. Patricia says, I already read that. Good Karma Antique says, I changed to only eating whole food and lost a bunch of weight, and I didn't need to lose. I changed over because I questioned what is in processed food. I feel, dude, so I also know how to eat clean, which is like, you got to get rid of the bad oils. So you really only should be, some of the good oils, there's good oils and bad oils, but really the only good oil that's available anywhere is avocado oil or olive oil. So all the other canola oils, even if they're organic and cottonseed, all that stuff is bunk. But I'll eat potato chips if you need me to. But yes, if you want to feel better, get rid of the oils. Get rid of the bad oils, because those just, I don't know, permeate. Polish Pete, that's it. If you can fairly easy buy stuff to replace what's sold, then just spin it and get something new. Yep. Although the stuff that I'm going to be selling, now it's not so easily replaceable. The other thing is pay for stuff. So I used to buy stuff at 15 cents a pound. I used to buy video games and old computers for 15 cents a pound. Now I have to spend $100 to make 300. That's okay too. I'm fine with that. If that works, I can do that. I consider that easily refillable inventory, even though I used to pay $5 for it. Patricia says at least 86 cacao dark chocolate, 1 square daily. Sounds like a prescription that I will follow. I love it when my doctor gives me chocolate prescriptions. As a matter of fact, those of you who have been following me, we're still waiting to get down below 300, but that's going to come in the next few weeks, I believe. And at that point, my doctor does have dark chocolate in his drawer for me because I only operate if I'm rewarded. Let's see. Where am I? Outdoor Worlds. Let's hope when Q4 numbers of eBay reveal Jamie will get out in 2024. Well, I know new changes are coming. They gave up 1 board seat. See, these are the things I don't want to know all this information. I don't want to know that they gave up another board seat to the activist, whatever nonsense. So there's going to be more changes this year. I don't want to know that. I just kind of want to go back into the matrix. I want a blue pill. What do I want? I want a blue pill myself a little bit. I don't want to be ignorant, but I do want to less be aware of how everything sucks. On the contrary, yes, just Kath. I think I want to say that's true. That especially the stress of the past. Well, the credenza, the predation, the pandemic really messed me up a little bit. I regressed in, caring for myself and stuff. Just, I thought the end was near, so you might as well eat and drink everything. What?
Oh, Patricia's
Oh.
comment. Olive oil's not good on the stovetop.
That's avocado oil on the stovetop. Avocado oil so olive oil, great for your salads. So instead of eating ranch dressing, make your own olive oil dressing, vinegar. No, I haven't yet because I have to. Oh, free radicals. Yes, there are free radicals. So if you cook that olive oil hard, if you cook your steaks and meat in olive oil, yeah, there's free radical problems. But if you in olive oil, avocado oil burns at a higher temperature, safer with that. Burning food in any way has free radical issues. So you shouldn't burn it, except you got to have barbecue in the summer. You got to have the cookout. Okay. I'm going to go. Exactly. It's your fault. Take the blame, sort it out, and most likely you'll end up with a positive feedback instead of negative. Yes. Yeah, he's talking about my thing. Yeah, absolutely. If I get feedback at all, hopefully I don't get a negative one. But at this point, he doesn't have to give me a positive one at all. It was just, I just think in this case, what I did above and beyond was not expecting it back. I did not want to send this person who I just robbed 5 days of happiness from, that he was thinking he was going to be playing his game that night. He doesn't have to go to the post office, send me back my junk that makes him think, that guy made me go to the post office. So that's all. That's the above and beyond, was I didn't ask for the item back, which I really could have used the $40 because I just would have resold it and it would have sold great. Outdoor Worlds, no. Sin. I've never had to sin. We're going to hang up on Outdoor Worlds. He used the banned word carob. No. No, we don't. We can't. No carob. Remember the carob stars from the 1970s health food stores? Do you remember carobs? So bad. You think you're going to get chocolate and you eat a carob? It could knock you out. It's doesn't taste good. That's soy too, by the way. Carob is soy. So no. Sorry, Major Worlds. I will never disagree with you again on this. I'm very passionate about my hatred for carob. What's that? Major Worlds? Sorry. Look, it's right there. Outdoor Worlds and Major Wins were together. Major Worlds, Outdoor Win. I hate carob. It's just a fact. I can't do carob. I do not accept carob. Paul Rose only had one return ever. Nice. Buyer dialed the something the color out of his photo shirt and said faded. Sold again and got positive. Yes. That's great. That's great. One return ever. Jeez. That's awesome. I've gotten some bogus returns, but nothing that don't have any bad tastes in my mouth from returns lately. Treat the customer how you want to be treated. I can't believe Facebook groups blocking people, etc. Yeah. No, yeah. And we all need to be real, conscious of this right now, because as people get more desperate maybe or feel worse about how eBay is, we might, forget and start to take it out on our customer base. The flipping sports guy. So is J-Lo celebrity, my celebrity free pass. Are you kidding me? I promise you, I don't need a free pass. This is the full package right here. Maybe not J-Lo 8-pack, but just fine. And we're going to work on that 8-pack, right, sweetie?
For you.
Yeah. I'm going to work on my 8-pack. We have free weights and stuff, so we could just get busy on that.
Wait, no, she sees. No. Gwyneth Paltrow is your free pass.
Oh, Gwen Pal. She can't talk, though. I don't want to hear about goop. Can you imagine actually having a free pass, though? And then you're like, this is so weird. Do they have to accept the free pass? Do you just walk up with a free pass? It's signed by my wife. It's okay. Enough. Who's listening that you're scared of? Biff Boffo Q4 report February 20th. It is in February, yes. Good Karma only uses cold pressed oils. Coconut's my favorite. I can drink that stuff. Yeah, it is delicious, isn't it? Cold pressed being the best, of course. Expressor pressed, non-machine or whatever. Some sort of, I forget what the machine thing is. Extraction, non-extracted, cold pressed. This is the healthiest reselling show we've ever done. Yeah, because we're going to use this time that eBay has given us from being full-time resellers and I'm going to work on it myself, because that's how I'm going to get more out of reselling. That's how I'm going to increase my bottom line. I'm going to, what only J-Lo and other celebrities and stuff can do by spending 3 hours a day on themselves, on their bodies, on their health. We can do that. So I'm going to take that and add that to my bottom line. Right? And then I'm going to fill up these cash straps again and stop being cash strapped. Okay, now I'm going to finish with the chat and then go, because we've been on here forever. Never. Oh dear. I don't know what's being said, but it's what is that called? When you don't call it that. It's got a different name. Rapeseed oil is an old name for it.
Oh,
it's
right.
now called
They
something.
said it's an unfortunate name.
Yes.
Good Karma was saying it.
Yeah, it's called something.
Rape or something?
Low calorie rapeseed oil.
No, 3 down.
3 down.
Karma. 1 down, 1.
Good karma. It's an unfortunate name for the plant. Yeah, they do call it something else. I just can't remember. No. I have a treadmill, rower, bicycle, silver hair slacker, has all the weights and excuses. Laugh. Laugh out loud. I'm all laugh. Yeah, sure. But when I find if I use the Oprah Winfrey methodology of 3 weeks creates a habit. Yeah, after about 2 weeks of exercising, I get in like, ooh, now I can't eat that because I just did an hour on the stupid exercise bike. Now I can't eat because I know how many calories I burned. And I start to get in this like obsessive number thing like I do with eBay, but now it will be on my health, which is probably a better use of it. And they do, Costco has fake Pam spray in avocado oil, which is really good. For delivery method. It works like Pam. You can put it in the cupcake things, you know. It's not aerosol. It's like a pump. Let's say Major Win, I took a shot every time J-Lo was name dropped. Oh no, Major Win can't drive now. Amy, J-Lo is fierce. I mean, I'm not going to harp on it for the 9th time during this show, but I was like, what the? Because she just looks so great, and I'm like, she's as old as me.
You're like the cartoon character.
Yeah, I was totally ooga, and it was more just because she's as old as me, and I'm like, why am I not in shape? This is ridiculous. I know she has all the time and trainers and stuff, but if there's one thing we resellers have is time. We do. I know you're not all listing all day. I'm not listing all day. I do walk like a half hour, but I can walk for 2 hours a day. Yeah, that's right. I can walk for 2 hours a day. See? I just made a huge batch of pork rillettes over the weekend. Well, that makes me want like really good food. Oh, I need a handful of white chocolate chips and macadamia nuts. Do you think 2 hours is enough time talking? Yes. Okay. You got to call your nephew. We got to go eat something because now we're hungry. Thank you, guys. I'm in shape. Round is a shape. Yes, it is. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It has been I very much look forward to chatting with you guys every day that we do that. And I hope you guys take time to think about yourselves a little bit this year when we have the time, and maybe move away from doing the body by eBay and do the body by J-Lo, because we can. All you got to do is look at it that way. It's like, yeah, eBay did give me this body because of, sitting and stressing. Now let's take it back. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to see you on Wednesday at 2:30. Unless, if Josh doesn't show up, maybe we'll pop in, sometime before 2:30. But otherwise, 2:30. And we thank you so much. Em, that's Major Win. Thank you so much. And have a great day. We'll see you guys Wednesday.